Greetings, family. Welcome to another one of our Frank 26 YouTube videos. It's good to be with you again. Um, Tink, I need my notes that are in your purse. The ones that I have for the right side. Thank you. And I'll go ahead and talk. Diente. You got a bit?
Mm-hmm.
And listen, family, every day they do something, don't they? And it's good because it's a march. It's a lava flow, is what I call it. It's a progression. It's a steady movement. It's impressive. Thank you, Jen.
Mm-hmm.
It's impressive. I mean, I would like it to go faster. The other file, is it over there? The other files that we need for tonight. Jan, I'll get. Hold on, please. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, one of the nice things about these productions is that they can be chaotic and I can get away with it. Every day they do something. And it goes back to the day, gosh, it's now what, over 2 weeks ago, when the IMF told everybody their Article 8, they use Article 8 tools. Every day, the CBI or somebody with the authority to talk about the reinstatement makes it very clear that that's what they're doing. I love today the holy man when they came out. What was his name? Who is it? Sastini and Sadar, the holy men from Iraq. They came out and they said, what are you guys doing, man? When are you going to get this reforms done? You know what they remind me of? Me and you. They love their people. They love their religion, their faith, their God. And they love their people. So these holy men, which are highly respected by the citizens and even by the government, are coming out and they're saying, hey, it's about time. And they're very specific. Get the reforms done. And you know what reforms they're talking about, don't you? It's the economic reform and the monetary reform. They sometimes call it the fiscal reform. But I found a commonality. Anyways, I can't seem to find it. What else is new? I found a commonality with the holy men and me and you. We're fed up. We're tired of hearing the same thing over and over again. In fact, we've already heard, in the coming days, very soon, this is the next wave of the same mantra. But what happened when they were telling us towards the end of the year last year? Remember what I told you? Oh, by the way, this call, this recording, this video, it's about the Iraqi dinar. And it's all in my opinion. It's all in my opinion. There is no date, there is no rate. It's what everybody looks for, everybody wants. Well, not everybody, but a few. And you can't do that, can you? You just can't do that with this investment. No. Pardon me. Oh, that's ice cold water. So the two holy men, or actually one right now, it's really giving them a lot of trouble. They come out. They tell directly to the media to tell a body, to tell Modi, the prime minister, get get it done. You're being too slow about this. Now, don't you want to tell? Don't you want to tell Modi the same thing? You see why I find a commonality between me and him and you? I'm looking for it because if I can find the exact words, y'all just kick back, relax, and hang in there with me. Because you're going to love this video. Oh, wow. You saw it this morning. Maybe I don't have to tell you about it. Wow, there's a lot of articles that came out today now that I can see. Maybe we should go through all these articles as well, too. Fascinating articles as well. My goodness gracious. The World Bank. Why not? You want to? Before we get into the meat of it all? Let's just see what happens today. You see, this is it focused there, Tank? Mm-hmm. This is sent to me by our moderator in Team Chat. And I can see the post, and then I can click down. They send me the, oh wow, that's a long one. They send me the link, so I know exactly where to go get it. And I can reference off of it and study it. Well, it turns out that a delegation from Kurdistan region is arriving in Baghdad to encourage them about Article 140. Now, what did I say on yesterday's video? Kurdistan. You see, I use symbolism. I use metaphors. I use words. I use facial expressions to help you remember. Yesterday, I looked right into the camera and I said, Kurdistan. You guys got my heart, man. You guys got my heart, remember? And I said, why? Because they're doing everything possible to speed up the reforms. Article 140 is part of the census, and it also determines part of the rights to Kurdistan, parts of the HCL rights as well too. That's something that you don't want to worry about. I mean, you never have for over a decade. The only reason you would worry about it is if there's going to be a change in the rate. So yesterday, all of these you can reference from yesterday's video just about. Yesterday we talked about the Fab Four, and I said to you, you know who the Fab Four, and we mentioned the first, the second, and the third. Then we mentioned the fourth, and I said, look, the World Bank informs Iraq that the consumption line has been exceeded. The World Bank has informed Iraq government that they have exceeded the red line of the level of consumption within the federal budget. Remember when I said it's like getting a credit card? How much is on this? Got $1,000 balance on it. Oh, good. And by the end of that evening, it's packed. It's got $1,001 credits charges on it, and that's because you found extra money with a credit card. And the same thing, in my opinion, the budget Iraq, they are overspending like crazy. I mean, it's here. Put it on my card. Put it on my card. And the World Bank comes in there and says, stop that. The IMF went in there 2 weeks ago, no, about 8 days ago, not 2 weeks ago, and they said the IMF, and they also said to the GOI, stop that, you're overspending. Now the World Bank, which we talked about as the Fab Four yesterday, comes in and they said, stop that.
It says. Okay.
Hi. We've noticed that every now and then the feed or the link breaks. And on yesterday's video, there was 4 times that it broke, and it missed a lot of what I thought was good information. Yesterday's video was loaded. 7 major things that we have never introduced, the internet doesn't even know about. But when it loses the ability to stream, what I'm going to do now is stop. And we found out how. On this camera, we see a little circle that's just going round, 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 round. And that means we've lost Wi-Fi. And it is at that time my wife will tell me, stop. And I will. And when the spinning stops and we got back again, then I'll say hi and let us continue where we left off. So it turns out that another article came out today, and they said that the strategy and the economic doctrine of President Trump, part 2. In other words, what is the primary role of the president of the United States for his country? Well, it's to promote the stability, growth of the country economy. To achieve his goals, the U.S. president is pursuing a package of policies, mostly, and then when you read it, you're left with the impression that what you're studying about has a lot to do with what Donald Trump is doing. For example, China. What? And as you know, in our previous videos, China has been accused of currency manipulation. It's that simple. U.S. Treasury labeled them that way. We told you long before. Last year we started pointing at the camera and telling China, stop it. And when they walked away from the table with the big deal that Trump had for them with Iraq's oil, what did we say? Stop it. You'll be back. They came back with a $1.4 billion deal to reconstruct Iraq. And now we also have China now creating their own cryptocurrency. Their own cryptocurrency. President Trump is working with China. They've been declared currency manipulators. They denied. The world knows it's true. In fact, the world is thanking Donald Trump and saying, wow, your deals are bringing China back online with the rest of us. Yes, it is. The United States opposition to the Republicans is saying that what Donald Trump has done in China is a mess. The tariffs, the sanctions, it's hurt the small guy here in America. And yet, like we said, watch China come running back to the table with President Trump. They did. And you read the articles today. I'm not going to waste time. Yesterday we also told you that T-walls were coming down. Remember? A bunch of them. 442 of them, I think it was. Yeah. Today, post number 54. The office of Abdul Mahdi announces the completion of the first phase of lifting blocks, the T-blocks from the airport roads. Well, good. Yeah, we talked about it yesterday. I'm glad you're talking about it today. Makes us look good. Wow, there's a lot of good ones here. Whoa, shocking, says the IMF. What? says the IMF. America, same thing. What? China, yuan, in line with economic fundamentals. The International Monetary Fund maintains its assertion Friday that the value of the Chinese yuan was largely in line with economic fundamentals. Out of officials said the IMF was encouraging Beijing to adopt a more flexible exchange rate while minimizing currency intervention. Okay, wait a minute. China is being recognized by the IMF and saying, oh yeah, they have followed, largely, they've been in line with economic fundamentals. No! They rip everybody off with their exports and imports. Why are you doing this, IMF? And Donald Trump, Mr. President, don't you hate cryptocurrency? Oh yeah. China now is developing cryptocurrency to save their gluteus maximus, it says here. Trump, are you allowing all of this? You allowing the IMF to say that they're in line? But you just said that they were manipulating. 3 days later, you change your mind? IMF, USA, you, Mr. President? What you guys do? You don't like cryptocurrency. You only want ours. You told everybody else, up yours. Bitcoin, leave America. But you're going to let them have cryptocurrency, huh? You see, when you give, you must have got. Now I want to know what you got. You'll tell us eventually. Pretty soon, right? You coming soon? Coming? Thank you, sir. Wow, look at that. Barzani's party demands Baghdad to implement Article 140. There it is. I just told you about that, didn't I? Delta, yes. Delta, Samson wants you to go and look at this video. Okay, what is the video? We have a video here. What are you doing? Oh, okay. It just doesn't make it darker, I hope. Delta, Samson wants you to look at this video. Look at it. Delta, what do you think? Really, Delta? What was it about? I'll be darned. Well, remember when we was talking on yesterday's video about dual pricing? Remember, Delta? Yeah, okay. Well, I guess they're listening because today they came out and they show you some leaders, huh? What do you think? What do you think about the numbers? Well, like we said in yesterday's video, there will be dual pricing for a reason. It's for the citizens. It's not for anybody else. What rate did you figure out at? Yeah, that's what I came up with too. Alrighty, well, maybe we'll share it with the family and maybe we won't. You see, we're not here to give rates. The CBI is. Ladies and gentlemen, the citizens will be the first to see what you want to see. I've been telling you that. Please enjoy. So, we can do this, continue with these articles. We can go into this report. Dual pricing. Look, before I leave that, do you remember what Walking Stick said yesterday to you? Oh, gee, Liz, I'd have to find it and dig it up, but maybe it's important that we do. Walking Stick told you all that just because you do not see it, it doesn't mean that it is not happening. Yeah, I agree. I agree tremendously, family. I don't want to look it up. But dual pricing is happening. Today you learned about 450, you learned about some leaders. Let them keep telling you. I don't have to tell you. I already told you this a long time ago. Do you remember I told you, in my opinion, in January of this year, they lifted the 3 zeros electronically? Okay. Do you remember we told you that they must have that key card fade, or the fade away from the key card and go to the International MasterCard and Visa card? Okay. Remember we told you the merchant machines, the POS, automatically opened them an account? Okay. You remember we told you that every citizen all of a sudden now has an account, whether they like it or not? Okay. How did all that happen? Tonight I'd like to tell you. So if in January they went Article 8 and lifted the 3 zeros electronically, in my opinion, then that means that they now all have those cards, don't they? Of course, you listened to yesterday's video. If they all have the cards and they lifted them electronically, and the cards are only going to be used electronically, they're giving change back electronically with the cards. And that's why I'm not going to read you Firefly 77's report today. But instead, we're going to read you another report. A report that has come from, you can see the length of it, so kick back and relax and go get some hot tea. Green tea, preferably. Actually, it's rice. It's rice with popcorn in green tea. It has a very unique taste. It's my favorite tea. So, what did they do today? I don't want to talk about it. What did they do this week? On the things that we talked to you about yesterday, the seminars that they went, when they talked about the ATM machines. It wasn't just the merchants, remember? What? Oh, hundreds of citizens also came. It was an all-day event, from one thing or another, one program to another program to another program to another program. And my friends went twice, remember? They went back to make sure they understood it better the second time around. Well, what I'm going to do is instead not tell you what happened today, in my opinion, but instead I'm going to tell you what happened this week. And I'd like to pay respects to our Firefly Doodlebug and her team, because this is the second time that they graciously share something with us. I really like that 450 and the leaders. When it comes out to what do I call myself? Frank 26? Yeah. What's the reciprocal of 0.26? That was 11 years ago when I called myself that. Ladies and gentlemen, let us kick back and relax and learn, because yesterday I told you that I wanted to talk to you about 3 different rooms. Indeed, I like things in 3s. We talked a little bit about the dual pricing yesterday. Talked a little bit about it today. You saw some numbers. And that's why I don't want to talk about Firefly 77's report just yet. Maybe tomorrow on our Monday call. So for right now, listen very carefully. You are about to receive a lot of information that is already out. Because what is not allowed to be out is none of my business. And my friends, do not insult me by bringing me information that doesn't belong to me. We have a standing agreement. If it's in print, we can talk about it. And if it's in print and you never found it, then it would probably behoove us that we talk to you about it. Please enjoy. Thank you again, Dana. Thank you again, kindly. Frank, per my conversation with my contact last night, August the 9th, 2019, he stated that the first week of July, with about 60 to 80 other International Exchange Department employees. You see, her contact works in the Middle East banks. Therefore, he is privy to go to these CBI meetings that they're having with their private banks, that they're having with the merchants, and that they are now having with the citizens. Each of these employees had to sign agreements with the CBI when they were hired. That's her friend she's talking about. These agreements were described to me as if they were NDAs, conflict of interest and or confidentiality agreements. So that's why they're never going to tell us something they're not supposed to tell us. That would be an insult on both sides. Now, remember, Frank, these new employees are being trained all at the same time by quote trainers that are foreigners, most of them being from the USA, unquote. Laughing out loud, I said to him, yeah, we know. We are training you to be just like the USA. Anyways, when they were done with their training, when they will be done with their training, in fact, today's Sunday. Yeah, they're done. Anyways, when they are done with their training, they will be broken up into 3 different rooms. These agreements were signed with the CBI so that the employee wouldn't share information from one room to the next room. Each room will have specific tasks in them. For example, international transfers that leave Iraq. None of this is new. None of this is, intel. I mean, I suppose it is because you haven't heard it. But this is what they're telling the citizens. Yeah, at these meetings. And that's why these notes are taken for us, our teams, for you, our family. Let's keep on reading. I love it, though. 3 rooms. As an example, one of them would be international transfers that leave Iraq. Go. Your article ain't go. Now, here's the process of these 3 rooms. Remember I told you that there are windows already prepared. There are rooms already prepared. There are buildings already prepared here in the United States when the RI occurs. You're not going to walk into, I don't know, Wells Fargo and say, where's the CBI bank? No, they're going to tell you, you have the numbers? Yes. Go over there. We got it all set up for you. Well, thank you. Thank you very much. By the way, isn't this a scam? Me no speak the English. Check this out. The process was explained as follows. Number 1, the citizens want to send money abroad? Okay, then here's what you do. You must open bank accounts in order to do so. Yeah, we know that. And then the private bank will hold the funds for transfer 24 to 48 hours. Anything over the equivalent of $10,000, the bank can hold up to 30 days. Now, during this quote unquote hold period, the bank will send the CBI the information about the request for transfer. Then the computer system being used at the CBI in this department are all brand new. They have never seen such computers, such software before. The CBI will have information on each and every citizen in Iraq, where they work, how much money they make annually, if they own a home, if they own a car, who their family members are, their names, their kids' names, how much they make, etc., 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 etc. You open me an account? Yeah. How'd you do that? We know everything about you. Oh. Remember? Okay. I think that was about a week ago I said that to you. So, yeah, the computer system being used at the CBI and the department, all brand new. They have never seen such computers, such software ever before. The CBI will have information on every citizen in Iraq, where they work, how much money they make annually, if they own a car, if they own a home, if, who their family members are, their names of kids, and how much money they make, and all that, etc., etc. Why are they doing this? To stop fraud. Just like we do here in America. To stop the corruption. The more you know about your enemy, the one that steals from you, the easier it is to catch him. Here's an example. If a citizen walks into a bank and wants to transfer the equivalent amount of, let's say, $25,000, and yet they only make $5,000 a year, that's going to throw up a red flag. It will be investigated. If there is a red flag, hello, room number 2. Hello, Moto. No. Hello, room number 2. Come on in. Why? Just want to ask you some questions. Why? Get your ass in here. Look at here. You're making $5,000 a year and you're transferring $25,000. Where'd you get the other $20,000? Yeah, that's going to throw up a red flag. No more nonsense. You got that, Iraq? No more nonsense. Everything is going to be investigated. Make one wrong move, and if there is a red flag, you go from room 1 to room 2. The more the red flags, the longer the private bank can legally hold on to the citizens' money that they wanted to transfer outside of the country. Bummer. If you are under the age of 21, red flag, throw flag. If you are a woman between the ages of 25 and 55, red flag, backfield emotion, red flag. Now, this is not to target women in Iraq, okay? But remember, there are corrupt people that will pay innocent citizens to transfer money abroad. So they're prepared for this. And when we say they're prepared, they're prepared. You see, there's a floor within the CBI that doesn't have any signage. What floor is this? What do they do on this floor? There's no signs anywhere. You see, there's a floor within the CBI that doesn't have any signage. The people that go in there have their digital key cards to enter and exit. Now, because we can't enter and we can't exit, the rumor is among The rumor is that there is a 3-letter agency from the U.S. that resides behind that door. Can you imagine? You go into room 1. Oh man, you messed up. You thought you were gonna get away with it? Come here, room 2. Okay. Is this you? We have to stop.
They can hear you, but your picture's frozen. So I didn't stop you because they said they can still hear you.
Oh, we'll stop. Tell me when is it going round, round, round?
No,
round?
it's just frozen.
The picture's frozen.
Mm-hmm.
They don't need to see my face anyways. Holy cow.
I don't know how to unfreeze it.
Well, now that you turned it around, you don't even know if it's aiming the camera at me, so. Can you guys really hear me? No.
Yeah, it says we can hear you.
No, you
but
can't.
Everybody's got frozen picture.
Everybody's got a frozen picture? Okay, see if you can hear this.
Yes.
No, you can't hear that. You don't know what I said. No, you don't know. Hey, thank your lucky stars you can't see me. Let's keep going. So, where did I leave off? You go into the first room. And you thought you were going to get away with it. Corruption, you know. Smuggling. Embezzling. Mafioso style tactics. So, you're caught. Now they send you to room number 2. Is this you? No. Is that you right there? No. Is that your picture right there? No. Did you do this? No. Is this your account? No. Well, guess what? It is. Oh, okay. And because of that, Monty, tell him what he just won. Door number 3. Yes, you get to go to door number 3. Pass door number 1, pass door number 2. Go straight into door number 3. There is a 3-letter agency waiting for you. Say hi to Malachi for me, will you? We'll be right back after these commercials. Thank you very much. Yeah. So what do you think we should do, Tink? Should we stop this and create a second video?
We can try.
What do you think, family? You wanna? Do you still hear us? Oh, they're not typing. They can't.
They're
hear us.
laughing. Yes, they
They're
hear
laughing. Hey, look at! I'm holding up the rate. Hold on. I'm gonna milk this. I'm gonna have fun with this. Okay. Which one of you broke the camera? Huh? Huh? Here, hold on. Give me that pin thing. Okay, thank you. Here, hold on. Okay, let me just right here. All right. Can you see that, Tank?
They said that's mean.
Can you see that?
Yeah,
Huh?
I see it.
Can you see it?
Yep.
Can they see it?
No.
Nah! It's my YouTube. Okay. So yeah, room number 1, Monty. Room number 2. Room number 3. Yeah. And they taught them, family, that at these seminars, the merchants and all the citizens listening, because you see the citizens are gonna buy from the merchants, and the merchants are then gonna go to the bank. And then the citizens will go to the bank as well, because they all have accounts now and they all have cards now. Do you see this Krebs cycle? Do you see this Krebs cycle? Now, if you don't know what that means, look it up. Look up the word Krebs cycle, and you'll see that water in the ocean turns into vapor and turns into a cloud. Then the cloud rains down back on Earth and fills up the ocean, and the cycle repeats itself. It's a closed circuit system. That's the only way it can be successful. In this meeting, they told them that there is a fee for international transfers. Now, family, please, focus. Realize that they taught them. When you wire money out of Iraq to another country, we're going to charge your gluteus maximus. You got that? And this is how much we're going to charge you. It's going to be $35 for every transaction. which I believe is the standard international fee for transfers. Uh, Very good. This report here, Dana typed in, she said, well, using Frank's words, this is just another example of internationalism. Can I coin that word? I don't know. Let's continue to read. So look at how much you're learning, family. Let's continue to read. Now, after talking with my contact on Friday night, it seems like there's a change. Now, as I'm about to read this, family, you're going to notice the same flavor. You're going to smell the same molecules. You're going to witness the same environment that I've been telling you for quite a while. So listen carefully as the report continues. After talking with my contact on Friday night, it seems that there's a change in the pattern in the halls of the CBI. You see, the employees' conversations have started to include the new small category note denominations. They are talking about the ones, the fives, the 10, the 20, the 50s, and the 100s. They are also talking about the size of the new small category notes. They say that they will be the same size as the USD, or maybe just a little larger. Again, this is all just in their opinion. Here's why I view this as a change in pattern, this report says. Because just last week, these employees at the Basel II banquet were asking, number one, when can we put our training to work? And number two, when will the value of the dinar change? And now, they aren't talking about that anymore. They are talking in specifics. They are also talking about the dangers of people being taken advantage of with these new notes. This is not a scam. This is for real. Is that okay with you, Wells Fargo? They are concerned that the citizens will be taken advantage of. And this is a worry for the CBI. It must not fail with the citizens. Can you imagine being in the markets and not having the right change made for them when they are making purchases? This is why the education is so important, that they do not get ripped off with the new small category notes. Now, this is where the ATM information continues. Remember, our contact is in the International Exchange Department of the CBI. ATM, and they can only share with us what they can, what they are releasing in these seminars. The ATMs most likely have their own department. Allow us to repeat that what Doodlebug's team is being told is to be considered as an opinion and nothing more than a data point. Now, the ATMs will only dispense the paper currency. It will not dispense gold coins. Do you remember we told you, family, that in the beginning they will dispense the new small category notes? The lower dinars, they'll have to go to the bank. And the fills, the coins, will be dispensed. But the coins will come later because they don't want confusion. They don't want fractional confusion, fractional banking. When they do come, then just around that time, they will also start to dispense gold coins. And that's why the machines are so advanced. And there are 4 different types of them. 4 different types. One may deal just with gold and coin dispensing. One may deal with currency dispensing. One may deal just with loan applications. One may deal with transferring outside of the Iraq, etc., etc. The gold coins, and yes, perhaps bars, they will come in little bars, but they won't be the big bullion bars. They're going to be small ones. They're called medallions. They will be like a kiosk machine, and these will be located in the big banks and at the airports where they will be guarded. And if you look at your notes from last year, that's exactly what we said. And they will be guarded. The kiosks will stock various bars in different ounces. That is correct. The 10% on each purchase. I don't know that, but that makes sense. And that's it. We assigned Delta to a video. Tomorrow we'll tell you more about it. We talked about dual pricing because we wanted you to be prepared with the numbers that they were going to give you today. They did. We mentioned to you about Kurdistan because of what Kurdistan is now saying today. Please note that when we talk to you, look within 24 to 72 hours later for what we talked about. I want to thank you kindly for being with us tonight. God bless all of you. And whoever broke my camera, aloha, ahui ho. Bye-bye.